Hey guys, it's WillBits. Our first mega month-long event is here, and oh, sorry, wait, hold on. I gotta take this, wait. Yeah, no, hey, I'm doing a video right now. Oh, what's that? Our ability to unlock any of the story content. To shreds, you say? Oh, okay, but what about all of my predictions about the Globetrotters, or... Okay, anything involving the science... to shreds, you say? Fine. Oh yeah, check this guy out. Ooh. Whoop! Terrifying interlude! The universe remains in chaos as the Planet Express crew battles the Hypnowave crisis. Meanwhile, in a star system nearby. It's 1,000 light years away. Whatever, fine. Lrrr plots an interplanetary assault on Earth. Can the puny Earthicans survive yet another alien invasion? Play Episode 1, Lrrr Strikes Back, to find out. Okay, so, alright. First things first. If you had any buildings stored over here in the Central Park area, that is gone. Don't panic. They've been moved into your inventory. You can access that by clicking on the map screen, which was the little arrow, and they've changed the button, actually, finally. It used to look like a back arrow. Now it's this kind of crate, so anything that you had stuck in your park is gonna be in here. It's not deleted, just put it back out somewhere else that you have space. Because the Omicronians are here. I was expecting, like, a big mothership or something, not a big ziggurat. They're moving in! Those rascally overlords from Omicron Persei 8. If you don't get the joke behind the planet Omicron, by the way, all you have to do is look at the planet's abbreviation. Omicron Persei 8 equals OP8. Opiate. It's a drug reference. Opiates. This is gonna be a recurring theme! Trivia you may not have known about the Omicronians!
Dude, my hands are huge. They can touch anything but themselves. Oh, wait.
And now they've taken over our New Yorks! Let's check out the quests!
I am Lrrr, ruler of the planet Omicron Persei 8.
Hey, and Nixon's here.
Citizens of Earth, I am Lrrr, ruler of the planet Omicron Persei 8, and I am here to announce your invasion by me. As president of the great planet, I have just 2 words for you. Haroo! And why? The Earthican Fry took the artifact I was using to steal satellite TV. Now the only channel I get is C-SPAN 9. Nothing but round-the-clock, ugly state legislators.
And from the year 2017, that's gonna be boring.
And not even the interesting states.
Alright, let's check out the invasion site. Yeah, there it is. Aha, okay, so, buildings that we will be making. Lots of stuff. Some of which are needed for our characters. Lrrr just set up a military base in Central Park, and he's still mad about the artifact I took?
Wait a second.
What shall we do? Sacrifice you as an apology?
Why is sacrificing me always your first idea?
Because the big stone altar I built 20 years ago is still just gathering dust. Oh.
And, oh, look at that. We're already collecting some of the event's currency. It's the green stuff that we've got here.
I have released the Omicronian birds. Soon they shall wreak havoc upon New York. I told you not to bring those birds. They squawk all night and leave droppings everywhere. If you have better havoc-wreaking ideas, you should have attended the planning meeting.
Oh, shush.
Perhaps I would, if you held them somewhere other than the Golden Corral.
Because you're fat, Lrrr. Okay, Omicronian birds are invading our city. We tap the birds to decrease their health. Oh, get it to 0 to clear them. I have to be careful because the event started late. And if you'll notice, I'm trying not to level up currently. Huh? Tap, 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 tap. Oh, they drop experience! Oh no, don't level me! Oh, that was a booby trap, but I got a bone for it. Okay, we're gonna try to clear some more birds. And I'm gonna see if I can do it without leveling up. This is some high stakes pressure, guys. Oh, geez. I'm glad I left myself a little bit of wiggle room. I thought that was the level.
Look, Fry, Lrrr put a bounty on your head. Do the right thing and turn yourself in, or I'll have to do something sneaky.
You're gonna have Headless Agnew hand me over? You wouldn't!
You're right. It would hurt the planet to involve the vice president in such dirty tricks. To preserve deniability, I'll make the dancing skeleton of G. Gordon Liddy do it.
I want a dancing skeleton character. Give that to me!
You are hereby conquered.
Commence cultural assimilation of planet Earth. We shall start by replacing your Earth buildings with traditional Omicronian architecture.
You can't just come in here and build whatever you want all willy-nilly.
Maybe not willy, but nilly, definitely. Perhaps you do not understand the concept of being conquered.
Shut up, you.
And maybe you don't understand the concept of angry old man.
Alright. Oh, here we go.
Lrrr put a price on my head. I'm gonna have to conceal myself somehow.
Let's see.
My parents have a planet you could hide on.
Hey, looky here.
Fries don't hide. We cower, we grovel, we dress up like women, but we don't hide. If you want to dress up like a woman, I have a cute clubbing outfit you might be able to squeeze into. It's my only costume so far, even though Bender has 4. I don't think so, Amy. If Lrrr catches me, I don't want him to think I'm easy.
Learn about guards. New York will not go down without a fight. You can engage Omicronian guards with Bachelor Fry, Hattie McDougal, or Free Waterfall Jr. He is our premium character for this event, which you can optionally buy if you want to get things moving. Get the guards health to 0 to defeat him. Defeating the guards will win you amazing prizes. I like the sound of that.
Professor, I've decided to send your crew into battle against the Omicronians.
Thank you. Let me go do this.
Why not send the Earthican army?
Because I got swallowed up in that catastrophic trans-dimensional rift you opened.
I did that. Well, it appears I haven't lost my touch.
All right. There's 5 pizza slices at stake here, and an extra 10 if you complete it. So they are giving us some free pizza slices. Generally, our order of operations, and we have no requirements here, so use your biggest, baddest dudes, is going to be sending them out to the mothership. At least for this stage, you want to keep in mind you're going to need at least a level 12 scientist, and I think there's one path, yes, that has a level 15 influencer that you're going to need at some point to level up everything. Although if you did the B-Bender stuff last week, you have a ton of influencer chips, so you should be good there. And it's going to take quite a bit of fuel, so I'm glad I saved some fuel. These beginning quests are going to be pretty easy, and they have a chance of dropping... Oh my goodness, it's so easy. Or at least Fry really well on that one guy. My Fry is level 23 though, so your mileage may vary. Oh, look at this! I don't even know what I'm collecting. But I'm glad I'm getting it.
There it is.
So yeah, we're getting Omicronian weed, which in case you didn't realize, drug references, the opiates strike again. I will say as usual that if you take the top paths, they do get a little bit harder, in general. Although not that much harder, apparently. Alright, so, first run through, you get 5 pizza, got little chips on the hard route, and we got like 87 Omicronian weed. That's not bad. I might level up from that. I think I did.
Thanks for fighting for your planet, Amy.
Technically my planet is Mars, but I'm willing to fight for Earth because they sell the best makeup.
You're preaching to the choir.
Okay, no, we've still managed to not level up, and wow, we're already like close to getting that many things for Fry.
Fry, I have an important message. Do you remember your president, Nixon?
And if he's complaining about those bills I have to pay...
Now we get back to
No, that was yesterday, remember? Today he's commanding you and the crew to mount a space attack against the Omicronians.
Well, orders are orders, I guess. Did the president mention whether I had to wear pants?
No, he was strangely silent on the topic.
Alright, but I'm gonna run the first mission again, off camera, just to use up my stuff. And because you have to have Bachelor Fry to run the next level, and I ain't got him yet. That's gonna be our first major thing as we attempt to get. Let's talk about that briefly, actually. Bachelor Fry down here in the costumes is going to require 40 tapes, which always drop from Omicron mission ship in missions. That'll go pretty quick. Dirty socks, which we're going to require Scruffy, Fry, which we're going to send Scruffy off to do right now. It's 4 hours, common. Those should go pretty quick. But you need 15 of them, so building the S42 parking garage is probably going to be a big priority. Bones are going to come from the birds. Click on those whenever you see them. And the rare thing is going to be the ancient coins, which you get from Bender inciting a riot, or the Mutual of Omicron from the prize ladder, which is the third item that you get. I don't quite have enough for the parking garage yet, but generally you're going to have to build all 5 of these buildings somewhere in your city in order to collect both Bachelor Fry and Hattie McDougal, which you are going to need in order to actually beat everything in this event. Don't stress too hard about it. You have about a week, ideally, to clear this chapter, if this works the way that things usually do. Lots of things are going to be coming up. Oh, and let's go ahead and build Hattie McDougal, since it's only 50 to place what I can only assume is Dr. Mabutu's apartment.
Dr. Mabutu collected this crap while he was exploring the universe.
We're just going to place it right here for now. Builds for, oh, please don't level me up.
Well?
Alright, so far so good. To collect Hattie, you're gonna need family photos, which I should have built her earlier, because those can all... Build her first, because they can also drop from the missions that we're gonna be doing. Cremated ashes, which you get from clearing Omicronian guards, so you have to have Bachelor Fry to start clearing guards for you, which may take a bit unless you buy Waterfall. More on that in a minute. Cats, we have Bender and the Professor and Amy do tasks for.
Well?
Start those on that in between when you're running missions. Cat-sized purses. You're going to have Kif to do this mission, or get the Omicron Vet Clinic. You probably want that as fast as possible, since this is a rare drop, and for Kif, this is an 8-hour task. Give Biddy on that, Kif, please. And then you also need the Omicronian Statue of Liberty, which is just the last item in there. You're gonna get it eventually. Don't feel like you have to rush for it. But that's the hoops to jump through in order to get Hattie. We're gonna run this one more time just to have it. So the bottom path is definitely the easiest. The top path is harder, but gives way more drops. If you can handle it, I recommend the top path for grinding. And I have run out of fuel.
For an additional $10, would you like it?
And that's how you level up and get your full fuel refillage. That was worth not doing anything for like a day, right? Okay, we're rolling. Now I can click on birds with abandon. Birds are probably a good excuse to make sure you have your streets relatively visible, or if you want to have a small area that doesn't have very many streets, the same way as some people have been doing in order to kind of corral their pets, it's not a bad idea so that you always know where to go to look for them, because otherwise you're going to be playing this kind of hunting game, and hopefully they fixed the bug where clicking on the wrong pet will actually break things. But just to look at him, and since I've got the scratch, Free Waterfall Jr. is actually pretty cheap. He's an influencer. Oh, there's a Poppler's mascot guy. I'm willing to wager that he is a decoration and not a character, because he doesn't have a class attached to him. But we're gonna get Free Waterfall Jr., the first of the Waterfall family. Let's grab him. Kumbaya's my favorite song. How did you know?
You are.
Well, aren't you Free Waterfall Jr., the annoying hippie? I thought you died years ago when Lrrr ate you on TV, as is the fate that befalls nearly everyone in the Waterfall family.
Right on, old man. Let me tell you, the afterlife sucks. Everything's perfect, so there's nothing to march around and protest about.
But how could you possibly be alive again? This calls for some research.
Research? Look, I'm as curious as you are, but if your research is funded by military money, I'm gonna need a poster board to stick in a nice clear marching area. It's good to be back. Okay, so he's back from the dead, canonically. Fine. He has tasks. How many of these are animated? He's got he's got 3 different animations. One of them is an hour long. We're not gonna do it yet because we want to... Oh, they're walking around. So it's these guys. So, oh, we might wanna level him up first. If you click on the guards running around, he's got 24 health. Let's dump a few of the chips that we picked up from our nice bee event. Let's dump a few of the chips that we picked up from our nice bee event. Oh, I could get more cash. One moment. There we go. I don't really intend to use this guy for much of anything, but if he's gonna be fighting guards, then he should have something. 14's gonna have to be good enough for the moment. I don't know, at this level, he may be able to absolutely rage on these guys. Let's try it! Oh, it does not kill him. So at this level, it'll take 3 hours for him to deal this much damage to the Omicronian guard. That's not great. We need to get more cash to put more levels into this guy. Something that's really gonna throw behind some people's story missions, I think. But let's start it. Why not? We can look at that cool animation starting. Oh, cool, he protests them. How helpful. It's not a peaceful protest, but it's a protest. Fine, good, great. But on the whole, that's the beginning of how this event is going to go. The order of events is gonna be run space missions, get weed, collect it from this farm, and if you really wanna rush things along, you can optionally buy these other greenhouses. They're blue houses, because there's a joke about Omicron, I'm sure. That will help you collect it faster. You don't need these, I don't think. I'm actually not going to be buying them. As you might be able to notice, I'm trying to not actually spend very much of my pizza in order to correctly feel the pressure that everybody else is feeling, so I can more accurately gauge how fair or unfair these things are. I know I did buy free Waterfall Jr., but I just wanted to show him off, and I find that to be a pretty good usage, a good efficient use of pizza, whereas these are kind of there if you just are really lagging behind. It's gonna be more efficient to grind with the spaceship if you can, and to find other ways to get through those as fast as possible. If somebody wants to comment on if you bought these and if they were worthwhile, that's neat. Orangutan Leela and Monument Beach Arch, and I noticed that there's also Big Ben, as you want to put it on whatever your Monument Beach section. I think that's fun to kind of populate that as a thing. Those are nice bonuses to spend your Omicronian weed if you are just absolutely flush with that dank stuff. I don't know drug words because I don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. As you build buildings, you're gonna quickly try to unlock Bachelor Fry so that you two can start beating up Omicronians. That's probably gonna be the biggest time sink for unlocking everything. But your primary goal is really just unlocking Hattie. She's gonna be really useful with whatever comes up next week, because again, this is part 1 of what's gonna be at least a 3, maybe 4-part series in order to collect all the different characters. We don't know for sure who all is going to be accessible. I'm going to guess that most likely
Lrrr, ruler of the planet Omicron Persei 8,
and his lovely wife is gonna be are going to be accessible, but Hattie and Free Waterfall Jr. and Bachelor Fry were all kind of wild cards that I wouldn't have guessed. So who knows what we're gonna be seeing in the coming weeks. Get grinding as best as you can, start putting up those buildings, and hopefully you've saved up a lot of nice fuel to start plowing through all of these things. Most importantly, pace yourself. This is gonna be a long event, and as tempting as it might be to rush through, we're gonna be doing this for a month. Make sure you get lots of sleep. Make sure you don't panic. The best way to succeed in this is going to be going through and getting everything at a pace that keeps you sane and checking it regularly. Also of note, I've said that there's about a week to complete this chapter, but anything you haven't collected, you're not going to get locked out of. If you're playing really casually, or if you really struggle with drops and you don't get Hattie over the course of this week, don't worry, she's not going to go away until the end of the timer that's right here. At the time of this recording, still 27 days plus to pick her up. When the next Coming Soon chapter drops, You will be behind if you don't have her, so do try to get her within that time period just so you can immediately start on the next week's events. But overall, if you want to collect absolutely everybody, you're going to want to try to stay along that curve as best as you can. With any luck, it won't be that hard, and we'll even have a few days of fluff left over to put a little bit of energy into still collecting the story missions, because I know not everybody is caught up on that yet. Most people are still, at least still working on Leg Mutant and Leela. I just a few days ago got Leela and then finished building all the rest of the buildings, which is why my money is a little bit low, but I'm at least caught up. So for me, it's a really good spot. For you guys, don't panic. I don't think Leela's going to be involved in this event, but if you can get some more time to catch up, that's even better, because nobody really wants to be delayed by a month for these events. Oh, I should mention, controversially, that Pharaoh Bender is an influencer now. I don't really like this decision. I think it's part of them wanting captains to be rare. Also, the fact that Bender now has 3 influencer skins is a little crazy. It's super redundant. And if you are a free-to-play player, the only captain that you had a chance to get without buying them is George Takei now. Some people were using Pharaoh Bender as he was probably their only captain. He was kind of the iOS exclusive, and I know some people are angry because they put a lot of influence chips into leveling up Bender, and he's now significantly less useful. George Takei was free if you managed to pick him up in his event. A lot of people did, but if you're coming into the game late, there's no way to get him right now. Nixon was available at the very beginning of the game, but he was kind of expensive, a premium character, and he's not in the game anymore. So you either have to buy Calculon, who is available but costs 300 pizza, or you have to have gotten all the way to the end of the game and picked up Leela. I've been leveling her as I anticipate that she's going to be really useful later on, but I think it's kind of a weird move depriving free-to-play players of having any easily accessible captain right now. They're really strong, their attack buffs are crazy good, and they do a lot of damage anyway, just by default. They're really good characters to have on your team. Clearly, I guess they want them to be a little bit rare and a character that's a little bit hard to get. Science characters are more rare, but you get 2 of them for free at the very beginning of the game, so access is not a problem. For captains, it kind of is. The only thing more rare than those 2 classes, who do the most damage overall, is villains, who we haven't seen any of yet. I suspect Lrrr and maybe Nadinda may be our first villain classes. We'll see what happens as things progress. Overall, I'm excited. I'm glad to have finally gotten started on it. It took a little bit for things to get going, but I'm glad to see some new characters. I'm glad to get a feel for how the big events are going to go. I don't feel overwhelmed yet. I think this is an okay level of stuff to do. We'll see how things going as the drops start coming in. Make sure you send your characters out on some stuff to start picking them up, if you haven't already. And feel free to please leave some comments. I want to know how you guys are doing. Does this feel overwhelming to you? How is your progress going along, especially as the week progresses? I really want to see how everybody's stuff comes out, because this is going to set the precedent for how big events are going to go for the rest of everything altogether. Who would you like to see as optional characters related to
Omicron Persei I-8?
Sound off in the comments, and I hope to see you more in the world of tomorrow. Bye for now.